What's wrong with the mic? Oh, it's human to do that. It's human. It happens.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Excuse my back. I just started by welcoming our federal chair, Solium Samanga, and our political leaders, as well as Mrs. Helen Ziller. We do have quite a few LOAs today. We have Councillor Roberts, Councillor B. Campbell Clute, Councillor Solomon Maila, Councillor Rolf Bitkow, Councillor Emmy Kukamur, Councillor Mohammed, Councillor Krish, Councillor Shabalala, Councillor Niemand, Councillor Hughes, Councillor Renee Benjamin, Councillor Van Onselen, Councillor Stuart Murray, Councillor Peterson, Councillor Myers, Councillor Trulak, Councillor Jacobs, Councillor and Councillor Shea and Councillor Horwitz, who, due to rabbinical law, aren't able to attend a church. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councillor, can you come forward? Councillor Harris.
Good afternoon, Madam Speaker, EM, MMCs, all protocol observed. Please join me in welcoming Bishop Dalton Adams, Chair of Chairs from the Gauteng Provincial Legislature. Madam Speaker, I have one apology, Chris Rawlson, who's away sick. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before we accept the apologies, can we also just declare the precinct as a council precinct? The precinct of council is the area of land and every building or part of a building under the legislature's control, including the chamber in which the proceedings of council are conducted and the galleries and lobbies of the chambers. Committee rooms and other meeting places provided or used primarily for council purposes. Every other building or part of a building provided or used in connection with the proceedings of council while so used, and the part of the buildings in which the chambers are situated, and every forecourt, yard, garden, enclosure, or open space apparent tenant thereto, insofar as it may be necessary in a case where council or chamber or committees convene beyond the seat of council. These rules apply as if the premises where council or committees are meeting within the precinct of council. Therefore, this church becomes a precinct of council today. I thank you. Are we able now to accept the leave of absence? Thank you so much.
We will now proceed with the State of the City address by the Executive Mayor.
Executive Mayor, Councillor Dada Morero.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Councillor Johannes, you are recognized. Councillor Johannes, you are recognized. Oh, you're waiting for a mic. Apologies, Councillor. Can you come here and talk at this mic? Sorry. Can you come? Councillor Johannes, if the mic is not working, can you come this side and speak here? I'm not sure what the point of order is, but let's hear.
Good day, Speaker, Executive Mayor, and the entire attendees. Exactly what is making me to stand here, Speaker, is what the problem is what the point of order is. So when we are seated that side, we can't hear anything. Firstly, we are seated wrongly. We should have been sitting this side. But above everything is that we can't hear from the time you started until now, we can't hear anything. And I wonder who got this tender of the sound that we can't hear. So please let the technicians fix the sound. The mayor is about to speak. We will not hear anything. Tomorrow we must debate. What are we going to debate?
Thank
Please,
you,
the
Councillor
sound.
Johannes. Thank you, Councillor Johannes. Your point has been taken. So how are we going to hear if we ourselves are making the noise? So how do we hear? I'm surprised that you now can hear me. I'm really shocked now you can hear me and you are telling me that you can hear me. Ay, matatala. Councillors, you see, now you hear me. One, two. I think everybody can hear me. I'm certain that everyone can hear me. Councillor Johannes, I'm sure you can hear me now, because it's my shop steward voice, plus it is the voice of the mic. I'm certain you can hear me. But if you don't keep quiet, you won't even hear yourself. Executive Mayor, can you test your mic, please?
Councillor, can you hear me? No, no. Now you can see me.
Councillor
Speaker.
Mogapi, can you
Baba
please
Tausa,
speak to your
Speaker.
caucus? Councillor Mogapi. Colleagues, you also have a TV over there. Akir, there's a TV there.
The Speaker of Council, thank you for the opportunity to speak. And I would like to begin, Speaker, as I'm sure that I am audible and all councillors can hear me. Madam Speaker, before I begin, I would like to take this opportunity first and foremost, acknowledge and pay my respects and thanks to Dr. Bishop Sipadi Morute, the Bishop of Johannesburg, and Dean Mariri, for having afforded us an opportunity to deliver this state of the city address in this venue. Nkosi sikeleli Afrika. Maluphakamiswe uphondo lwayo. Izwi imithandazo yethu. Nkosi sikelela thina luswapho lwayo. Morena boloka setjhaba sa Yesu. Fedise dintwa le matshwenyego. O se boloke ntate. O se boloke setjhaba sa Yesu. Setjhaba sa South Africa. A diplom van ons hemel. A diepte van ons Heer. Voor ons wege gebeurtes. Waar die krans antwoord gee. Sounds the call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land. Dumela Honorable Speaker of Council, Councillor Margaret Sharon Arnolds. Dumela Honorable Chief Whip of Council, Councillor Kazamula Chauke. The Honorable Deputy Mayor, Councillor Loiso Masuku. Mtase, Nana. Scheme Sam, members of the Mayoral Committee below. And at the same time, let me acknowledge my honor to women in the Mayoral Committee, who have been a pillar of strength throughout our term. Councillor Eunice Sibongile Mgcina, Mayu, Councillor Nomoya Mnisi, Momo, Councillor Eni Makafula Rems, Honorable Councillors Eita, greetings to Honorable Ministers, Deputy Ministers, MECs and members of the provincial legislature, and mayors who might be here. Acknowledge our Premier of Gauteng, Premier Panyaza Lesufi, Woi Woi. Acknowledge the former Premier of the Western Cape, Ms. Helen Zille, who is with us today. Leaders of the South African Local Government Association, Diplomatic Corps, Goeiemiddag City Manager, and your administration. Sanbonani, leaders of political parties, and hereby acknowledge the Secretary of the ANC and leader of the PMC, Comrade Sasabo Namangani. Members of the clergy, traditional leaders, Togozani. To my lovely wife, Mrs. Morero, thank you. Thank you and happy birthday once more. Fellow South Africans, guests in the gallery, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and compatriots, Dumela. The Secretary General of the ANC, I acknowledge you. We collectively laid the foundation of the future. This is your city. This is our city. You can guess which number one resident said these words. A good foundation has been laid, and today we are honoring this foundation. We said, Council has turned the corner in its fight to clean up the city and called for cooperation across party lines to accelerate the pace of delivery. Reflections on the past, considering the present and looking at the year ahead. It is imperative that we reaffirm our commitment to strive for a better tomorrow. Deepening democracy, enhancing good governance, and building a caring society. Building of a caring society, deepening democracy, and making local government work for you. The year of working together to speed up effective service delivery to the people. This is the Joburg of our heart's desire. This is the Joburg that is in all the important ways a city at work. This is the Joburg that enables today to be better than yesterday, tomorrow to be better than today. This is Joburg, the new economic democracy is rising. Forgotten people of Joburg, real change, committing to a promising future, a city that is resilient, sustainable and livable, thriving for a better tomorrow. We are building a city of golden opportunities, understanding the past in building resilient future cities that are people-centric, building stable and resilient city government in service of the people. 2025 and beyond must be the year we see the Joburg we want to see. This foundation is solid. Yes, it has cracks, and from time to time, a refill is required. Nonetheless, the foundation remains. As we build this foundation, we collectively made sure that we break the apartheid spatial pattern and rebuild an integrated, democratic city that enables residents to live, play, and work in the place they call home. 2026 lays the foundation for the future. This is our city. It is your city. The city is going nowhere. Let us learn from our past and live the experiences to continue building a city for our great grandchildren and their children. At all times, it is important to close ranks. Yesterday at the Marble Towers, we all united to protect our city and ensure that lawlessness ends. Thank you to my scheme SAM, members of the mayoral committee, and the administration. What makes this foundation? Firstly, we must continue to acknowledge 7th democratic regions. Secondly, this foundation is built by the lived experience of 5.9 million people who live in 2.29 million households. Of this population, the city remains youthful. When in doubt, just look across this chamber. Thirdly, our gross domestic product growth rate is at 1%, and we contribute just around 15% to the national GDP. We remain the heartbeat of South Africa and Africa's economy. Lastly, we are a performing city that has delivered tangible results. Evidence tells us the following, that 93.3% of our residents in Johannesburg receive clean water. This is an improvement from the 2011. 96% of Joburg residents receive sanitation services. 94.6% of residents receive sanitation services. This is also an improvement from 2011. 92% of residents receive electricity for lighting. 87% of residents receive refuse removal services. 82% of the people of Jozi receive housing opportunities. Now let us talk about the foundation of job creation. The latest data from Stats South Africa's quarterly labor survey or labor force survey, quarter 1 in 2026 confirms an important truth about our city, about Johannesburg. Our city is under real demographic and economic pressure, yet our labor market is showing resilience, momentum, and the capacity to absorb more people into work. Our working age population grew by 14,000 people compared to the 11,000 in Cape Town. Even with that added pressure, we recorded net employment growth of 23,000 people, while Cape Town recorded an employment decline of 33,000 people over the same period. The unemployment rate movement reinforces this point. The point that the unemployment rate in the city increased by 0.9 percentage points from 33.8% to 34.7%. Cape Town's increase was sharper, rising by 1.6 percentage points from 19.8% to 21.4%. These figures point to a city that is absorbing more people, expanding employment quarter on quarter, and demonstrating strong labor market resilience under heavier demographic pressure. Our responsibility now is to build on this momentum by accelerating investments, supporting businesses, strengthening service delivery, and ensuring that more residents are able to participate meaningfully in the economy of the city of Johannesburg. Madam Speaker, can you trust the healthcare services in Johannesburg? Our scientific answer is yes. Once again, Statistics South Africa tells us that more people are in private medical aid schemes in Cape Town than in Johannesburg. These results are most common in the city of Tshwane at 29.6% and Cape Town at 27.5%, and whereas in Johannesburg is 18.6%. This demonstrates that majority of our residents have not checked out of our public health care system. Therefore, our clinics are properly run. Joburg remains the primary healthcare of choice. This is a signal that indeed our foundation is solid. Furthermore, the Western Cape may be seen as the fruit and veg of the country. However, severe food inadequacy is found in Cape Town. They do not care about basic human needs that are fundamental to survival. Leaders of political parties, perhaps at this stage, let me also acknowledge the provincial member of the legislature and also the leader of the African Christian Democratic Party, Dada Adams. I do acknowledge you. Let me also divert a bit, Madam Speaker, to acknowledge the lady who prepared me this morning over and above. Her name is Lerato Lekhobane, my sister. Thank you very much. Political instability may have tested our foundation. As we close off this term, we must pride ourselves on remaining committed to our long-term development aspiration, referred to as the Growth and Development Strategy, Vision 2040. This is our future, and one day our children will thank us for this strategy. We must not tire but remain on course that Johannesburg remains a world-class African city of the future, which means a vibrant, equitable African city strengthened through its diversity. A smart city that provides real quality of life. A city that provides sustainability for all its residents. A resilient and adaptive society. Nelson Mandela once made a call to the world that we should support Wangari Maathai's vision of hope. This hope defines the mammoth task for the future leadership of Johannesburg. And in her book titled The Challenge for Africa, she argues that, I quote, leadership is an expression of a set of values. Its presence nor lack of it determines the direction of a society and affects not only the action, but the motivations and visions of the individuals and communities that make up society. Leadership is intimately influenced by culture and history, which determine how leadership perceives itself and allows itself to serve, close quote. When Johannesburg rises, Africa grows. We have the collective responsibility to protect and support the growth of Africa. Every time I hear someone say that Johannesburg remains Africa's richest city, it warms my heart. It means we have not collapsed. We must be doing something right. Perhaps at this stage, as we confirm that we're doing something right in Jozi, acknowledge a member of the provincial legislature and a leader of the Democratic Alliance, Solomon. We do acknowledge you, Solomon. Solima Sango. Msimanga. Recently, we received an invitation from the University of Johannesburg to join them in celebrating Africa Day. Let me use this opportunity to confirm my attendance. UJ is marking 21 years as a globally engaged African institution. In celebrating this milestone, we are asked to think about higher education and the Africa we want. My immediate response will be, we want a city that has laid the foundation of the future. When Johannesburg rises, Africa rises. Never underestimate the power of prayer. The origins of the oldest, largest surviving liberation movement in Africa originates from the church. To be precise, it was formed in a church in Bloemfontein, now Mangaung. 114 years later, we are gathered in a church. Look around you. In this space, we have politicians, we have pastors, priests, traditional leaders, beauty queens, artists, professional men and women, elders, and young people. A year ago, we talked about the Johannesburg we want to see. We reimagined Johannesburg, and today we're beginning to see the power of our thoughts. We thought and planned for the following: optimization of municipal operations, accelerated service delivery, public-private partnerships, civil society and communities-led initiatives, energy security and renewables, water infrastructure modernization, digital transformation, inclusive economic growth. To the residents of Johannesburg, in 2024, we ask for your patience in managing the city's finances. As required by legislation, we opened our books and demonstrated to the world that Johannesburg is experiencing financial challenges. Managing this task has not been easy. In 2019, we inherited a broke city. Fact, not fiction. For us, this meant rebuilding financial systems and putting in place controls. We are grateful for the trust you have shown in us. Through your support, we have managed to do the following: adoption of a fully funded 89.4 billion budget with 84.8 billion operating revenue for 2025-2026. We've witnessed revenue growth of 9.3%, supported by tariff increases, operational surpluses of 4.1 billion forecast. Put in place a debt relief program which offers 50% write-off and 100% interest waiver to eligible debtors. Achieve our debt to revenue ratio target, which sits at 30%, and a net operating surplus of 3%. We maintained employee costs within the threshold. The city is at 28% of its operating budget. Achieve an interest cost ratio of 4%. As part of our immediate steps to stabilize our finances, the city will dispose of its non-strategic assets. This will include the sale of the vacant land portion of our debtors book. This vacant land debtors book is currently valued at 3.2 billion rands, and we will therefore dispose of this debtors book and sell the debtors book. Madam Speaker, I must tackle the new elephant in the room. This elephant is creating fear. Before I address this issue, let me garner strength from the words of Archbishop Desmond Tutu. He said, I quote, all of us experience fear, but when we confront and acknowledge it, we are able to turn it into courage. Being courageous does not mean never being scared. It means acting as you know you must, and even though you are undeniably afraid. Close quote. We are concerned about the ESCOM's latest notice, and we are taking it seriously. This challenge is not only affecting the city of Johannesburg, but several municipalities across the country. We will not fight ESCOM. We will work with the Minister of Electricity and Energy, the South African Local Government Association, to resolve this particular challenge. We are on track in ensuring that the city resolves the dispute with ESCOM. Yes, City Power does have a turnaround plan which addresses this challenge. And part of the solution is to implement National Treasury and Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs guidance to reform and strengthen municipal trading entities. This reform agenda will assist the city to improve governance, financial sustainability, operational efficiency, and accountability within entities that have historically operated under significant fiscal and infrastructure pressure. Additional requests for proposals were issued to approved development finance institutions. This resulted into agreement in principle with the KfW, a German bank, to provide a loan of 200 million euros to fund energy-related projects, which aligned with the City Power's project pipeline and infrastructure funding requirements. The city has the borrower and the City Power as an execution agent are currently finalizing a contract with KfW with the expectation that KfW will be dispensing the agreed loan amount before the end of June 2026. Over and above the turnaround plans, we are calling upon institutions like the National Treasury, the Public Protector, and the Special Investigation Units to investigate, where possible, finances of the city. On service delivery, one of the major ones was to make Johannesburg clean so that women and children can feel safe and walk freely with their cell phones. Today, we continue to reclaim the inner city of Johannesburg precinct by precinct. Our bylaw enforcement priority, supported by the Mayoral High Impact Program and the work of the Bomb Squad and city administration, resulted in the following: a clean and safer De Villiers Street, where you are. Businesses and property owners joining hands with the city. The successful hosting of the G20, 86% resolution rate, service delivery escalations managed within a 6-week period, demonstrating the bomb squad exceptional effectiveness in addressing critical service delivery challenges. 724 service delivery cases processed. More than 8 municipal entities coordinated response across multiple departments, including City Power, Johannesburg Roads Agency, Joburg Water, and Pikita. We've recorded setting response time during the July 2025 and January 2026 water crisis, with several sub-minute escalation to appropriate agencies. Same-day service restoration, multiple water and power restoration verified within hours of reporting, with full cycle of closures tracked and documented. Multiple disciplinary teams rapidly deployed across all regions with coordinated street-level war room interventions. We can safely say that the core engine of the partnership model is already driving positive outcomes across the city, with multiple water restored and power back on updates demonstrating full cycle closure in hours rather than days. The bomb squad has dramatically transformed service delivery processes across the city, establishing new benchmarks for rapid interventions and resolutions of issues that directly impact citizens' quality of life. Madam Speaker, please allow me to say a few words to Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Today, the state of the city is taking place at the Cathedral Church of St. Mary the Virgin, located within the Archbishop Desmond Tutu precinct. For this, we want to thank the church for allowing us to use their premises. Adjacent to this street, the city will be honoring Reverend Trevor Huddleston for his commitment for the liberation of South Africa by renaming a street in Johannesburg. This space represents the rebirth of the inner city. We are implementing our urban management plan to reshape the inner city into a space of connection and opportunity. This space is a symbol of peace, justice, and reconciliation. Over time, our children and their children will define this space as a place that promotes economic inclusion by creating a supportive environment for local businesses, traders, and cultural activity, ensuring the precinct becomes a catalyst for shared growth. To our investor community, last year we made a call for partnership. Everyone was called, from the President of the Republic of South Africa, business, labor, and civil society organization. And thank you for responding to our call. We crafted the turnaround plans, we fought, and we made peace. Today, the political facilitation agreement is being implemented. We are at peace with labor, and during this period, we have a responsibility to work together with labor, employees of the city, councillors of the city, political organizations to fight corruption and support the mayoral high impact program. Working together has resulted in decisive action. Would like to single out the work of the Presidential Support Intervention Package. The support brought us closer to provincial and national government. We are a living testimony that Section 154 is a good clause in the Constitution. Not only is the intergovernmental relations machinery working, but civil society is constructively engaging with the city. Our collective action and willingness to work together is bearing fruits. Investor confidence is growing. The city has attracted 26.6 billion rands of investments throughout the city. More than 5 international conferences were hosted in Johannesburg. This includes the World Union of Wholesaler Markets, the Second African Forum on Urban Forest, the U20, the G20 Summit, Joburg Open, and the Live Golf. 2 billion rands of economic activities was generated. This performance resulted in growth, job creation, and international profiling of South Africa and Johannesburg. Additionally, the financial reforms of ring-fencing utility revenue set out by Treasury are being implemented to ensure that revenues collected by Joburg Water, City Power, and Pick It Up are reinvested into infrastructure development. This financial discipline prevents funds from being diverted to unrelated deficits. Furthermore, we are unlocking clean audits and securing a 7.5 billion rands capital budget to improve direct service delivery. Tourism numbers continue to grow. Josie Maboneng enjoys hosting about 4.5 million visitors. Lastly, Johannesburg is currently executing 73 billion rands of worth of infrastructure and development projects. Key investment projects includes the 27 billion rands in foreign direct investment, the Microsoft 5.4 billion rands data center, driving the city's smart city program, 7 billion rands waste to energy partnership with the National Infrastructure Fund and the Netherlands government, 760 million rands in mid-range bulk water storage facility to ensure regional drought resilience. The city has explored alternative and development finance funding mechanism to address infrastructure development, rehabilitation and maintenance requirements within the city and its municipal entities. Group Treasury, acting as the city's central banker, initiated the process for raising approved external long-term loan funding in accordance with the council-approved multi-year funding plan and the medium-term budget. Indeed, we are a city at work. This is Joburg. The new economic democracy continues to rise. The foundation remains and a brighter future is certain. To members of the media, please allow me to save you the burden of reading my previous speech. We said we'll be implementing our energy sustainability strategy. Implementation is taking place. Implementation outputs include 108 additional streetlights retrofitted, estimated annual savings of just around 804 megawatts per hour, 676 buildings measured, 54 buildings identified for energy performance certificates, and 1,500 smart meters installed and 29 energy performance certificates issued. Secondly, in 2024-2025 financial year, 36.25 megawatts of approved embedded generation, 3,522 dwellings connected to the main electricity, 1,218 public lights installed, and 2,686 electricity supply plants restored. We are a city at work. We are finalizing the implementation of Shalazile microgrid informal settlements, an electrification project in the city. Lastly, electrical vehicles charging station program at Ruven is now 100% completed. We pride ourselves as the first city in Africa to have installed charging stations for e-vehicles in Joburg. We said we'll be investing in deprived and marginalized areas. We did. I tick 9,188 inclusionary housing units were processed. 1,364 transit-oriented development units and 95% processing of development planning applications within set turnaround times is done. We tick. We are aligned to the 7th administration strategic agenda of implementing the district development model. We are implementing catalytic projects with spatial transformation value, including the Lanseria Smart City, Lutheran Integrated Housing Development, the Southern Farms Mega Mixed Development, Riverside Mega Projects, and Tanganani Mega City. Finally, refurbishment of the Meadowlands Power Park and Jabulani reservoirs in Soweto. Furthermore, the city's budget material records multi-year allocations for Lutheran and Southern Farms or Goudrand mega developments. Working with the province, we are implementing the hostel development plan to invest and redo and rebuild all the hostels in Johannesburg. Lastly, outputs include implementation of capital projects in Zandspruit, Kliptown, and Ivory Park. We said we will revitalize the inner city by restoring Joburg's urban core. Today is a testimony that the city's revitalization is taking place. This is personal. It must remain standing and never collapse. We must all commit to revitalize the inner city of Johannesburg, and it must be personal. To protect the inner city, we are implementing the following investment pipeline of projects. Inner City Eastern Gateway, transit-oriented development and movement corridors. Inner City Greening, High Court Princip Development, Partnership Fund, Walkable Networks, Rental Flats, Renewal and Building Conversion Projects. Metro Center is not a negotiable. A change is about to happen. Florence House, Hillbrow Hospital, Joburg Park, the Joburg Art Gallery, Jack Mincer Taxi Facility, the Joburg International Transport Intermodal Facility, and De Villiers Street. Included is the Johannesburg Library that we have restored and is functional. Let me remind you that we have completed the Brixton Reservoir, which will bring an additional 26 megaliters of water storage in Region 2. In Midrand, we are bringing in an additional 30 megaliters in collaboration with the private sector. These projects will be completed in 2027. Today, I've sent the letter of support to the Lanseria International Airport. Like in the movies, you see something that says coming soon. You will all be referring to Lanseria Johannesburg International Airport. We've worked very well with the airports company to a stage that now we have reached that Lanseria will be called Lanseria Johannesburg International Airport. Now, Kagaza doesn't have to fight us, he can keep OR because Urinokile yona, so we now have a new airport. Hijacked properties, illegal modification, spluma enforcement, prison safety, and targeted prison interventions are taking place. We can no longer afford to lose more lives. We said we'll implement the Lutheran mixed-use development. It's done. You can tick. As you all know, Lutheran forms part of the broader mixed housing pipeline. 2.4 billion rands multi-year allocation for Lutheran mixed-use housing development is in the budget and top structures are there. We said we'll hand over the Southern Farms mega project, which presented an opportunity for the city to deliver 43,000 subsidized housing opportunities to the residents of Johannesburg. Done. Tick. 27 billion rand Southern Farms mega city project officially broke ground at the Bushkupis site camp in Region G. Site handover was held on the 9th of May, 2025. Unolikai. Because I was there. We said we will be electrifying informal settlements. Informal settlements, of course, are increasing in the city. And this challenge is impacting on our backlog. No amount of complaining will help us. And as part of the people of Johannesburg, we must push back against land invasion. When land is hijacked, development is set back by 10 years. In the midst of this challenge, the city managed to electrify at least 269 informal settlement households. We said we will build resilience and reliability on water security. This is work in progress, and yes, progress means that work is happening. What does this progress mean? It means approximately 1,700 megaliters per day of potable water supplied through a 12,528 kilometer distribution network, 111 reservoirs and water towers, and 31 pump stations. Wastewater was collected through approximately 11,955 kilometers of wastewater network and 38 sewer pump stations with 993 megaliters per day treated at 6 wastewater treatment works. We are a city at work. 3.20 kilometers of water pipe replaced against the target of 15.6 kilometers, and 1,796 additional households provided with access to basic sanitation against a target of 1,700. We are, of course, experiencing 70.35% of water bursts restored at least within 48 hours. We are implementing the water security strategy, which is supported by the urban water resilience profile, groundwater planning, borehole feasibility work, and borehole registration processes. We said we will implement JRA multi-year infrastructure program. Work in progress means 15 bus rapid transit stations completed to optimize the functionality of the BRT. 112.58 lane kilometer resurfaced, 7.98 kilometer of gravel roads upgraded, 0.75 kilometer of open stormwater channels converted, 35 intersections fixed along provincial roads, 179 small, micro, medium enterprises supported by the JRA, 330 expanded public works program opportunities created by JRA. Completed projects include the Far East Bank in Alexander, Mapumulo Bridge, the Canterbury Crescent Bridge in Galomena, the resurfacing in all regions, Doronkob, Tulane Gravel Road tarring, the M1 and M2 resurfacing, Bashley Drive Bridge, Kilburn Bridge, Tepisong Gravel Road upgrade, and stormwater remedial works. JRA, please complete Jabulani Bridge. Please commit to starting construction on the Naledi Bridge, linking Naledi Extension 2 and Protea Clay. We said we'll upgrade Pick It Up's landfill rehabilitation and waste infrastructure to support Johannesburg transition toward a circular economy. We acknowledge that Johannesburg is running out of landfill sites. Our mayor and Lekgotla agreed to face this challenge and to work with province and national government to solve this problem. On the flip side, it is important to acknowledge the work that has been done. Firstly, 2.6 million tons of waste generated, 711,628 tons diverted, and 27.1% waste diversion rate. Secondly, 90% of predetermined illegal dumping spots were cleared and citywide cleanliness level 2 was achieved. But I must say, more work needs to be done in calling on our residents and the people of Johannesburg to desist from illegal dumping. We will implement the social and community capital strategy. This task was not achieved, as my children would say, On this one, meaning we have not achieved the target. Upgrading the Jabulani precinct upgrade. Phase 7 is a 90% complete with work resumed on site. This must mean that undergrading is taking place. We said we will implement the Orange Farm renewal, the renewal program. Our implementation performance is currently at 80% for the Orange Farm precinct. Supporting the Grand Central mega housing development. This is our strategic public-private partnership. The support is real. The planning and budget can be seen by the private sector in our books. We cannot reverse the gains we have made. We must continue and ensure the delivery of 81,000 housing units in the Grand Central Development Program. It is important to state that this will be mostly done through private sector investment. The operationalization of the Integrated Intelligence Operations Center, it is currently fully operational. Focus is placed on ensuring that the intelligent policing operations of the city makes use of the CCTV cameras and monitors the city's camera surveillance system. We must thank Vumacam for assisting us to make the intelligence center efficient and functional. The bomb squad led by Dr. Snooki is in place. In my earlier comments, I touched on the good work done by the bomb squad. Residents of Johannesburg can tell you more about their work. Let us agree this intervention was helpful. The CEO City Partnership Program was a great success. This program brought together corporates, government stakeholders, and community representatives to support inner city revitalization, service delivery improvement, and launch the 12-month CEO City Partnership Program, drawing in key corporates to partner with the city to make Johannesburg great once more. This is what the residents and our partners had to say. Rivonia Residents Association, they said the campaign aligns closely with the city's objectives to stimulate economic growth, revitalize infrastructure, and build safer, more connected communities. We believe that the city support Rivonia can become a better model for what is possible when government and community work together hand in hand. Karen Suthens, who is the president of the Johannesburg Chamber of Commerce and Industry, said, I quote, I am pleased to update our members that have participated in several war room meetings recently. The sessions have gained real momentum. They are not just forums for discussing challenges, but for actively tackling them head on. Issues are addressed in the moment and solutions are developed collaboratively. Most importantly, these solutions are then handed over to the relevant teams for timely follow-up and implementation. While we are not yet where we want to be, I'm confident we are on the right path and moving in the right direction. Close quote. In the past year, senior managers and political leaders of the city have moved around. It is up to you to determine if this is rotation or not. Based on the 17 above tasks, we have achieved 14 tasks, which gives us a score of 82.3%. We will not stand here and claim easy victories like others do. fellow residents, the foundation of the future is here. The foundation of the future is here. Make the right choices so that we can paint the city canvas together. The future requires decisive action so that we can continue to fix local government and retain Johannesburg as a world-class African city. Our journey is long, we must not tire. Thank you for participation in the IDP sessions to all the residents of Johannesburg. Please do not stop attending and voicing your concerns. 2026 is the year of local government. The future we are creating tells a story of a decisive leadership that can create financial stability and revenue optimization, ensure predictable infrastructure, resilience, and ensure spatial justice, and enforce the rule of law. And lastly, maintain global readiness and implement digital governance. By 2026-2027, we have a responsibility to ensure revenue intelligence and protection, diversify our economy, and ensure industrial development takes place. Continue to revitalize the inner city and our townships. Create jobs in the next 5 years. We must exceed the target of creating 50,000 jobs for the youth of Johannesburg. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the 1976 June 16 Youth Uprising. Young people fought for freedom and education. We owe them economic freedom. We must reform our trading entities. Our infrastructure challenges are delaying our growth. Combined infrastructure backlog is estimated at more than 220 billion rands. Water remains the biggest challenge that we need to focus on in relation to our water pipe replacement program. Non-revenue water losses remains at 44%. Electricity losses is at 27%. Turnaround plans are in place, and these plans are aimed at ensuring that water security and protecting asset management, ensuring security and just transition, road infrastructure rehabilitation, waste management, circular economy, climate action, and environment sustainability. The budget speech will allocate resources. Alone will not win this battle of backlogs. It is important that we continue to partner and leverage resources from like-minded people and institutions who are interested in the growth of Johannesburg. A safer city, inner city rejuvenation, health and social development remains our social priorities for the city. As a people, we must not tolerate lawlessness. We must continue to renew our urban core, enforce our bylaws, and ensure emergency services can respond. Operationalize integrated intelligence operations center. Transversal safety must respond to all our safety needs. Guarantee social development, health, and community resilience. Good governance, active and engaged citizens, and a smart city is holding us together. By 2027, the city must have transformed digitally. Artificial intelligence must be used in all our services to better the performance of the city. We must strengthen governance and stakeholder oversight so that our entities can perform better. Productivity is crucial for service delivery. Corruption must not be tolerated. Where corruption takes place, arrests must be made. The last time I made reference to my favorite soccer team, I dare not say their name, but we all know who is winning the league. However, let us leave that for now and focus on unifying the city. In 2025, we partnered with Josie My Josie, Transnet and PRASA to host the rugby test match between South Africa and New Zealand at Ellis Park. The sport event demonstrated the power of partnerships. We worked together to reclaim the Ellis Park precinct. Following this event, we were able to host the Spa Netball International Challenge. The result of this is that people are coming back to Johannesburg. Included on those who are coming back to Josie is our honorable former Premier of the Western Cape, Madam Helen Zille. Sports is coming back to Johannesburg. Music is coming back to Johannesburg. And indeed, Johannesburg is our first love. In conclusion, I will not respond to the fabulous 44. I listened to their leader this morning, and he said he did not have enough time. I had 2 years, we made an impact, and we ticked. No time for cry babies. You are given an assignment, do it in the period you are given. But don't tell Mashaba I said this, please. Please. In conclusion, Madam Speaker, let us pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you so much, Executive Mayor. Thank you so much, Executive Mayor, for presenting our last State of the City address of the political term of 2021-2026. As we usually do, political parties represented in council will be granted a platform to comment on the Executive Mayor's presentation, and the Executive Mayor will be afforded an opportunity to accordingly respond in that regard. And this will happen tomorrow at 10 o'clock at the chambers. Announcements.
We now on announcements.
We've come to the end of today's business, but there's the following announcement. When you leave the chamber, you will receive the hard copy of the speech. Councillors, I've just said that we are going to convene tomorrow, but we want to thank Facebook and members of the media who are always there to disseminate information to the public. You are appreciated. Lastly, I want to express appreciation to the officials of the city, the task team that ensured the success of this meeting. It was not easy. It was quite difficult, but we did it. Thank you so much to all of you. Before adjourning the meeting, I would like to request that we all please remain seated until the Secretary of Council announces the order in which we are going to leave the chamber. The meeting will be adjourned after the Secretary to Council has told us how to move out. I thank you. STC.
May we please rise for the departure of the Executive Mayor.